Many cases of using drugs are reported by the policemen. Short-term rental, Airbnb, is now allowed in Ho Chi Minh City. You know that for a few years ago until now, the short-term rental is a kind of model of business that is prohibited in many buildings, and many management company of the building is putting the poster downstairs to saying that it is prohibited to this kind of business in the building. For some reason, there is a big risk for the people, resident in the building, to live together with this kind of short-term rental, especially the tourist guy or many people that take advantage of a short-term rental. They can rent it for 1 or 2 days like a hotel. And many cases of using drugs are reported by the policemen on the newspaper. So it's really dangerous and risky for all residents inside the building, or especially high-rise building. If there's an existence of this kind of short-term rental, it's prohibited. But I know that in some building, they still have some company who working under the table. Recently, like 25th of April 2026, the authority already have a decision number 19 to allow it to rent in the residential apartment. Resident is also good news, but for all the people, for all the landlords who having property here, they don't have time to furnish. They tend to rent it to the company doing short-term rental business, and they will choose that way easier than furnishing the flat, fitting out flat and rent it out. I just met one of my clients just a few days ago, and he has the same situation which I just talking to you. He has a flat, a 3-bedroom in the Mart, Nguyen Ninh Street. He don't know if he continue to decorate it and find a long-term tenant, or he just rent it out to the company and do a short-term rental. Yeah, but it's good for the market actually, because there's a big, long fighting time of the Federation of the Housing in Vietnam, fighting for that because they don't want to have a vacancy or unoccupied flat, because if this kind of business develop, the market have less unit to be unoccupied for a long time. We use this kind of resources of the society. It created more value because the tourists can enter the flat and stay it. And in Ho Chi Minh City, I read a report online that there's around over 8,000 flats. It's good for the market and it's good for tourism. So for society, it's good. So that's why government want to put into the control, clearer, instead of just saying a prohibition in the past. But now they want to put down the table clearer vision, and all the people doing short-term rental business has to follow the regulations. Also, the landlord has to follow. Now they stating clearly in the decision number 19, they have to register with the government to clarify on the online platform on the information of residents, and follow tax regulations, pay tax, everything clear. They have to comply with the building regulations, and now the management board has the right to ask the tenant to follow the regulations. There's no more on the table, there's no more in the dark company that doing that kind of business. Good tip for you, because before you want to buy property in Vietnam, especially apartment or condo, you need to, instead of to go to hotel, you find an Airbnb, you rent it in a flat that inside the building, and you can enjoy, you can experience the feeling, of staying in one flat from that developer, and after that you can decide to buy or to not buy the property from that developer, especially like the Vin Homes, Master Homes, some Capital or Capital Land. So this kind of, I think it's a good tip for you, and to all the landlord who having property and renting to the short-term rental business entities, you should declare your tax, because of decision 19 already state clearly about that. If you want to have more information, just let me know and share to your friends if your friends also are having this kind of properties here and leasing out to the short-term rental company business. Yeah, it's officially approved and no more prohibited by the law.